Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video. Today we are looking at Factory Manager Simulator, which is pretty much what it sounds like. You play the new manager and or owner of a factory, and you have to get it up and running, make a profit, and keep going till the end of the day, really. That's kind of the ins and outs of it. We'll look at the settings and then we'll jump into the game and see what it's all about. So, settings-wise, you've got pretty standard things here, although there are a couple of things that are worth noting. First of all, it's really nice that it does start in windowed full screen mode or borderless windowed. You do have VSync and a max FPS, although it is just a drop-down bar, which is actually probably better than a slider in my personal opinion. However, this thing here, head bobbing, it's got on recommended, right, and it's on by default. Switch it off. It is not recommended to have on. It made me nauseous. It's horrible. It's a horrible effect. Don't use it. Take it out, you goddamn game, please. Other than that, pretty happy with the settings. I mean, I like the fact that you've got an FOV slider, mouse sensitivity, etc. It is worth noting that I don't think this game works with a controller. I've not tried, and honestly, I don't think it'll make much difference. Keyboard and mouse works just as well. So let's jump in and see what this game is all about, shall we? Alright, here we are. This is actually day 2 of my adventure, if you like. I'm not sure what I think of the save system. So, you can only save the game by going to your bed. However, you can only sleep in your bed if you're tired, which means if you do a half a day and have to go somewhere or don't want to play anymore, you will lose that entire day's progress. This needs to be a better system for a game like this. Saving shouldn't be locked by whether you're tired or not, or how much of the day you've done. You should be able to use the bed to save. I like that, it's a good idea, but just let me save. Maybe make an option for save and continue, or save and sleep. I don't know. Just a personal gripe, because it means that the stuff that I actually did before I started recording this didn't actually count. Now, this is your home computer, and this is where you can manage your factory from remotely. So you can go to your raw materials and you can buy a load of stuff. They've apparently got a huge sale on metal, so it makes sense to buy some of that. However, if I look at my storage, this shows you all of the things that you've got. Now, I don't know. It's weird because it shows you all of this, but it doesn't show you what you've actually got in your factory. You've got to physically go to your factory to have a look. And like I say, I messed around with it earlier and then changed a load of stuff and then logged out because I couldn't save. So I've lost all my data. So I can't remember if I've actually sold my metal shaping machine or not. Either way, I have bought a load of metal, so I could sell it for an instant profit, or it is, you know, more viable to make stuff with it. Now, the game doesn't have a very good tutorial. It kind of gives you some prompts and there's tool tips on the screen all the time, but it doesn't give you any direction. You're just kind of thrown in. And it would be nice with a game like this to see some objectives, you know, maybe make a desk or make X amount of columns and you get an achievement or something, just to give you an idea of how the game works and how best to go. It doesn't really do that. So you walk downstairs and this is your house. You start with a full house, so you don't have to make a new house from scratch. I did play another game that was very similar to this a while back, but I didn't really like it for a lot of the same reasons that I didn't like this one, or that I've got problems with this one, I should say, because I do actually like this one a lot more. It just needs a bit more polish. Controls and stuff are a bit janky, movement's not great, that bloody bobblehead thing needs to go and just die in a fire. What I do like is the driving, weirdly enough. So you do have to steer with your keyboard and mouse, but what I like is that you have this shifter, and you've got to put the shifter in the right position in order to go the way you want. Now, unfortunately, you are using keyboard and mouse, so the controls are iffy at best, and the graphics are really weird. They're very blocky, but they work. They're very kind of cool. The writing and the text that it does give you is very well done. But again, it's just a very, very obvious lack of any direction that can leave you feeling a bit lost. The other problem I've got with the game right now is the map. And when I get out of here, I will show you. I will show you why I don't like this map, because it's one of those things that's kind of cool to start with and then just gets really annoying. If I ever want to look at the map, one, I can't do it in the truck, so give me a mini map when I get in the truck so I know where the hell I'm going. And two, whenever you press the map button, this happens. Every goddamn time. It's one of those things that you should be able to skip it if you want to, because it doesn't really tell you a lot, doesn't give you a very good idea at all. But yeah, so I don't like the map. Just make it a quick flash, not this whole weird, nauseating thing. So, you can check your storage from the factory. You can't do anything with it from the factory, which is really annoying, but you can check what you've got from the factory. Also, escape doesn't work. You have to physically click on the close button, which is really annoying. And then at the minute, what I've got is something that I bought that I didn't need, so I'm going to sell it straight up, right? Because I don't need it, so I'm going to sell it. Although I bought it, so I'm losing money on it. So I've only got 34 grand. And I say only 34 grand because each piece of equipment costs a damn sight more than that. So we're going to go and buy a new piece of equipment. And basically the idea is that you can use some pieces of materials and stuff that you've farmed and are working on wrong way to make other bits of gear for your factory, so you can essentially upgrade it. But to start with, you're going to want to make as much money as possible. So you don't want to do what I did and buy the wrong thing, because I could have swore that the quest giver, the factory manager, if you like, told me to build a desk or buy a desk. And so I bought a desk maker, but you need to make all the other raw materials or all the other materials for that first. And again, it's 25 grand a pop. You only get 35 grand to start with. So you don't get a lot. Now, you can take a single loan of 50 grand out, but I honestly wouldn't really advise that if you can. So this is where you go to buy everything. Like I say, everything's at least 25 grand. There are some things which are more. Your plastic and your metal are way more expensive, which is not great. It's not ideal. It's not something I would advise. You can make a metal chair workbench because that's only 17,500, but if you don't have the pieces needed to make this, i.e. turning your metal into just metal beams or whatever, then you're not going to be able to do it. And unfortunately, the game doesn't do a very good job of explaining that. For example, for a desk, which is one of the very last things that you can do, you need pretty much everything else in all of the other bits to do that. Same with your chair and your workbench and everything. So whilst these are cheap, there's no point in buying them because you can't get it. So you've got to spend fairly big money straight away. So we're going to get a wood blank saw because it's quick and it's easy, and it gives us 9 grand to buy raw materials with. Then you basically go back to your factory and place it where you want, which brings us to our next issue, which you will see momentarily when I have finished driving this goddamn awful truck. Now, again, I like the driving in this game. I just wish it was a bit more intuitive. Having the mouse wheel as your shifter is okay, but not ideal, especially when you don't really need anything but park, drive, and reverse. You don't need a neutral gear. It's just not needed. And what can happen is you scroll too fast, you scroll too far, so you end up having to be really finicky with it to try and get it to go where you want. If they do bring out better controller support for this game, the shifter would work a lot better, because you could have it as your right or left bumper, and, you know, right bumper up a gear and left bumper down. It would work a lot better. But that's, other than that, like I say, I like the driving. Now, when it comes to your placements, when it comes to placing stuff in your garage, it is all over the place. You can place things and the people will clip all the way through before it goes, ah, yeah, maybe not. And then if you go to move it, it doesn't register that the thing that you're moving is the thing that's also blocking the way. What I mean by that is if I was to place this here now and then try and move it, I wouldn't be able to just spin it round because the item would be clipping through the thing that you're moving. So it doesn't register that it's not going to be in that spot because you're moving it. And it just makes it really awkward and difficult to place things. And there isn't a lot of room, and these machines are quite large. So it can be a bit of a problem. However, once you've done that, they will just start working away. They've got wood, they'll make wood blanks, they're just going to crack on. And then you can either use those wood blanks to... I keep saying wood plank. They're clearly meant to be wood plank. I think it's an issue. But either way, you can use those wood planks for other bits and pieces, or you can just sell them. We are going to sell them because I don't have any goddamn money. Unfortunately, what to do is you've got to drive all the way back to your house in order to do that. And that includes buying raw materials. What would be nice is if they added it where you can buy your raw materials either from the factory, from that storage PC, or from Bob's Hardware. So you can buy it all at the same time. Otherwise, it's a lot of needless running about that makes the game feel elongated and kind of annoying. And again, after all this, if I now want to leave the game, I will lose all my data because it's only 11 o'clock. I'm not tired, and I can't, I can't save the game until I'm tired. So I essentially have to play a full game or a full day. Not ideal. Kind of annoying. But yeah, so we've got our factory in working order now. So I'm just going to buy... I'm not going to buy any wood because it's too expensive. It's $9.73 and normal price is $900. Although, that being said... that will give me 90 wood, which will keep me going for those wood planks for a while. So I'm not going to be selling the wood as a raw material, which means I can still make a profit. Never mind, I can only buy enough for 28 because my storage isn't big enough. Which brings you to the next problem, because if you want to manage your factory and upgrade it, to upgrade your storage power or whatever, it's 10 grand. I don't have 10 grand. So it's a hell of a lot of mucking about almost and trying to get everything to work. Oh, it's 100 grand. Not 10 grand, it's 100 grand. It's 10 grand for your storage, but anything else changes everything. Right, okay. So we're going to just get enough for 60 unit there. And then raw materials, and we're going to buy as much of this as we can. And then you just kind of let it roll in. And this is the other problem with the game. I now don't want to do anything just yet because I can't build or whatever, anything. I could buy another piece of machinery, but that would mean that I would either have to go for another piece of wood tech, or my other option would be to, if I'm not buying wood, would be to buy something for like a, words are hard. Metal would be to buy something for metal or even plastic, which I don't have the raw materials for. And, I don't have the money. If I buy that, I won't have the money to buy the storage to allow me to buy more raw materials. So you're very limited early on what you can and cannot do. Which is fine because I'm just going to let them make the wood planks and then I'll sell the wood planks and make some money back. Great. Problem is that it takes time. There's no way of speeding up time and I can't save the day or just save the game and skip to the next day, which would be fantastic because then, especially if it would just calculate everything that would have been made so I can just sell it in the morning for the best price or whatever, would be ideal. But I can't do that. So it's all a bit... It feels like you're essentially going to run out of stuff to do very, very quickly, purely and simply because you just don't have money. The money constraints is so very harsh from the get-go, I don't know how you could get around that and make it better either. Like, it feels like you're not set up to win. You're not geared to win. You're geared to just sit there and watch it as it produces these things, and you're going to be sat kind of bored waiting for that to happen. Once I've placed this item down, the only way I'm going to be able to continue playing is to go all the way back to my house, sell what I've got, wait, and sell what I've got again, or sell the piece of machinery for less than I bought it for, and then buy more raw materials, and then again wait. And every equation leads to me back waiting for the time to hurry up so I can save, go to the next day, make some money, etc. And it's not very well paced as a result, which is a shame, because I want to like this. I would, if I had more control, if either the machinery wasn't as expensive, or if I could speed time up and make it so that I could do what I want to do the way I want to do it, then it would be a lot better. Like, I need food as well, so I need to eat food and, you know, look after my own health and all that wonderful jazz, which is fine. But at the same time, it just, I don't know, it feels like it's just missing stuff, you know? And it's a shame, because I really, really want to like this game. I could see myself playing this game a lot. But at the same time, I can see that once I get this food, and then I'm going to go back to the house, I'm going to sell all my stuff. I'm going to have nothing to do until like 4 o'clock in the afternoon in game time, so that I can go sleep and start again. Which is a massive pacing issue and a massive problem for the game. So there you have it, guys. It's up to you. You can... It's always up to you. You're the consumer. But this is where I'm at with this game. Like, I feel like it's good for the first day of game. You know, first day of playthrough. You go in, you do what you need to do. And then after that, it's just a waiting game until you get to a point in most simulators where you've got more money than God and you can actually run the factory how you want it. You can go out, buy more equipment, you can upgrade how big it is, you can get more staff, more stuff, and you've got enough money rolling in that it really doesn't matter. But that initial grind is so poorly paced that I don't think it will keep a lot of people playing it for long enough to get to that point. But there you have it, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I did ramble on for a fair bit. This is a very long video. I do apologise. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comments down below, and leave a thumbs up as well if you liked what you saw. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.